By the end of this video, you're going to understand why I built an app for the Artemis mission, what I'm building next, and why marketing and self-improvement is going to be the next focus of our entrepreneurial journey. Balance is one of the most important things for an ambitious person to prioritize. This is because you have a lot of things that you want to do at the same time. And if you don't pay close attention to the schedule and the order in which you do it, you're going to hyperfixate on one thing for a little bit and then another thing for a little bit, and you're going to end up getting very little done that you actually want to. Many people suggest that you must do one thing at a time. Otherwise, no substantial progress will be made. However, I've found that if you just schedule everything and you focus on one thing at a time during that scheduled period, you make a lot more progress. And for people who have a lot of things to do, like a startup founder in the startup phase where you're wearing every single hat, you do have a lot of things to do at the same time. So for the past 3 months, I've been developing 3 apps at the exact same time. This is one of the cases where I'm going to go and do the exact opposite of what I just said and suggest that it would have been much more productive if I had just focused on one instead of all 3. However, because I didn't have the clearest vision of the UI, of the interface of any one of them, I built the back end just fine and the front end looked great. However, something felt wrong, and if something feels off for me, it's not good enough. Not to the point where I'm hyperfixating on perfection, but something was critically wrong with the flow and the way that the website worked, the way that everything interacted, and the result of what I was creating in the first place. So I switched to another project. And in doing so, I actually overcame the exact struggle that I was dealing with on the first thing. And so then I was able to go back, solve that, and something felt wrong still in both of them. And so I started the third one. And the third one overcame almost everything. So now the very first app and the third app are still in development. But the second one, well, that one's being released in 12 hours. This is the first app that I'm releasing publicly. I couldn't be more ecstatic. It's a space app. It's a way that you can track all rocket launches across the world in one place and have easy access to all the information in the space race. So you can see exactly which stage they're going in, what they're attempting to do, the company, the vehicle, the payload, and the launch site. This being said, building an app is one thing, but what's most important here is marketing. Once the app is done, you have the product. If you have the product, now you need a way to tell people about it. Then you need a way to sell it. Finally, you need a way to deliver it. Now with an app, it's a lot simpler. Once you have the product, then having a way to deliver the product is pretty easy. It's taken care of by building the product in the first place-ish. The second part is being able to sell the product. Well, for an app, all you have to do is introduce a money model, something that is valuable beyond the core functions, but doesn't disturb them. Aside from a money model, there's only one thing to do to market. How do you get people to know about it? How do you tell everyone about it? Since that's one of the 4 fundamentals of making a business work, which is extrapolated from Alex Hormozi, I will give him credit. He initially said, a business is just having something of value and exchanging it for money. That's it. So it's now time to master marketing. But instead of diving in head first, I'm going to take a breath. 2 months ago, I started a project called Arete. Now that's a Greek word that means to fulfill one's truest potential or highest potential. And this was a project started by my friends and I a couple years ago that basically says all of the greatest, most successful individuals throughout history have all had correlating practices in their lives. After doing research, we discovered that fundamentally they all practice roughly 5 things. They're all financially competent, or they have other people who are, or they have access to money. 2, they're all aware of what they want to some degree and who they are. 3, they get a lot of information. They're very wise themselves, or they're surrounded by wise people. 4, they know how to communicate, or they have people around them who know how to communicate and network. So they have the right people around them when they need it. And 5, to some extent, they're all physically capable. They're all healthy. Napoleon doesn't conquer almost all of Europe without being able to go around to almost all of Europe. Okay, context aside, I started this challenge 2 months ago, where I was going to record myself running every day, giving my philosophy so that you guys understood where I was at. And primarily, if I were to look back at my journey, I could understand where I was at each step along the way, which I thought was cool. But I've been neglecting that because I've been working instead. Hence the problem with the ambitious. I've been posting videos, I've been trying things with AI, I've been coding, I've been working at my physical job, I've been doing 100 things, but that has left Arete neglected. That's a problem because my fundamental belief is that to build anything that you want, you have to become the builder. You have to become the one who is capable of doing it. For example, if you want to be buff, you must be somebody who goes to the gym every day and works out effectively and maybe takes supplements. If you are not the person who goes to the gym often, eats well enough to grow, and possibly takes supplements, you will not be buff. If you want to save a bunch of money, if you want to have like $100,000 in your bank account, and all you have to do is save the money, simple. You must become somebody who does not overspend and who instead saves to $100,000. So fundamentally, we are moving on to the next stage. We have the initial product. We're now moving on to marketing. Marketing is going to be covered by social media, we hope. We'll find out. And that leaves the big elephant in the room. What about self? What about the person who is capable of building these? Because it's not just about building a product and shipping it out and marketing and making money. It's about becoming somebody who can make an impact on the world. If you don't like how the world is, change it. That's the core. And if you don't like who lives in the world, the people in here, become someone better. Simple. As we shift to marketing, that is going to be mainly social media. The second app that I'm aiming to release is the Arete app itself. I'm going to be just showcasing everything that I'm doing step by step and talking about it and not being secretive anymore. And I'm going to do all of the steps that it takes to rise above humanity, to become the person to build what I want. Stay tuned. And I wish you all abundant success and fulfillment. As always, if you guys want early access to the apps that I'm releasing, the first one is being released in 12 hours. I'll put a link in my bio, or I'll just send it to you guys directly in the comments. And if you want to join the team and help me build, comment down below. There's plenty of space for all of you. And if there's something that you want to build, also let me know. I would love to help you get started.